In this video, I want to show you some of my stats from the sites that are currently making money with Monumetric. If you don't know what Monumetric is, it's basically an ad network that works the same way as Ezoic or Google AdSense. In my opinion, Monumetric can be the best one out of these three options. I tested all three of them and that's just my experience, but of course every niche site is different. And I'm recording this video just to show you what is possible, what you can expect from Monumetric, and who knows, maybe it will motivate you to actually grind on Pinterest harder. And since we are in the early October, I want to show you the stats from September. So everything that you see here is from September 1st up to the 30th of September. I currently have two sites monetized with Monumetric and I'm waiting for the third one. So hopefully they will accept it soon and it will start making money. But what you are seeing now is one of my oldest sites and oldest Pinterest accounts. It made nearly $800 in the last month. The RPM was at around $12, which is pretty good in my opinion. I mean, of course, it could be better on Journey or on Mediavine or Raptive. It can be better. It can be $20 or $30 RPM, but Monumetric is still not as bad as, for example, Ezoic, because on Ezoic, on some of my sites, I actually had like $7 RPM. So in my opinion, seeing $12 here is a very good sign. Hopefully it will grow in the future, especially now as we are entering Q4. And of course, because traffic on Pinterest fluctuates, it's not steady and some days are better and some days are worse, and that's natural. And the worst day was on the 2nd of September, $17, and the best day was probably 27th of September, $33 in one day. So, you know, it's a very good result, but obviously the more traffic we can get, the more money we can make. So ideally, it would be very nice to at least double the traffic to that site so that it could make, for example, $1,500 per month steadily. If I could achieve that every month, I would be very happy with this site. Okay, so if you're not using Monumetric, then this dashboard may be a little bit confusing for you, but it's actually quite simple to understand because you have all the earnings here, even though there is usually a delay in the last couple of days. This dashboard is pretty good. I like it. I think I prefer it more than Ezoic or AdSense. You can scroll down, you can see the revenue by ad zone, which is cool because you can see which ads are making the most money. On my site, I think it was the anchor, which is pretty good. And if you scroll down, you can see something quite interesting, which is called traffic to revenue relationship. So you can basically see the differences between the RPMs on desktop, on mobile and tablets. So because I'm using Pinterest for traffic, obviously most of my users, most of my viewers are people who are scrolling on their phones because they are using Pinterest. So 80% of the revenue comes from mobile. And if we scroll down, we have the revenue by ad type, revenue by ad unit, and traffic sources. What's interesting, only $12 came from video ads, which is, I don't know, is it normal, $12? Normally, you'd probably expect a little bit more from video ads, but well, who knows. Anyway, $800 just from one site. That's a pretty good result. Now let's go to my second site, and this site is actually completely created with AI, and all of the articles are created with AI with the help of my custom plugin that is available for the members of my private community. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description. So lately I've been posting quite often on that Pinterest account. It was like 20 pins per day or even more, but I wasn't adding new content, to be honest. So I think that I need to improve my strategy and focus on adding more URLs. And as you can see on this side, the RPM is a bit lower. It's only $9.50, so it's not $12 like on the previous site, but the niche is slightly different because it's all about recipes. Probably average session duration is just shorter as well. But anyway, it made $417 in a month just from AI content, and all of the pins on that Pinterest account were created by AI as well. So that's a very good result, and I would just love to double the traffic on that site so that it could start making up to $1,000 per month. That would be just awesome. And I think that if you are using Pinterest for traffic, then your stats here will probably look the same, and around 80% of your earnings will be coming from mobile. And just an observation, I noticed that the ads per page view are usually lower on desktops. So it's probably caused by ad blockers, maybe, I don't know. but just an observational desktop, you'll just make less money than from traffic from mobile, which is quite interesting. I don't know, does it really matter? Probably not. We just need to focus on building more traffic. So if we combine everything, it looks like I've made $1,191 in September just from Monumetric. Now there is a bug here on the dashboard because it shows more page views than I actually had in this month, because when I applied with my third site, it basically added all of my page views here. So even though my third site is not accepted yet, it shows the page views here. So that's why this number is higher. So I just want to clarify that these earnings did not come from these page views, because that includes my third site. So I'm just recording this video to show you what is possible, what is realistic, and probably everyone would love these earnings to be 10 times bigger, but even $1,000 per month can be a very significant improvement to your monthly income. And it all depends on what kind of goals you have when it comes to making money with Pinterest, because if you live in New York City or somewhere in LA, which is very expensive, then that number will probably not allow you to quit your full-time job, right? But we have quite a lot of members from African countries inside of my community. We have a lot of members from African countries from South Asia, where costs of living are just way lower, and that number can actually make a very significant difference. So it's all possible. The sky is the limit. The more page views you have, the better. And of course you can achieve all of that just with organic traffic from Pinterest. If you already have a website which uses, for example, Ezoic or AdSense, and you want to try Monumetric, you can use the link in the description, or you can simply go to monumetric.com and you can apply to their Pro program. You need 10,000 page views to apply. And when it comes to other requirements, I already recorded a video about it, but it has to be a WordPress or Blogger site, 10,000 page views per month at least, 50% of traffic must come from the US, UK, Canada, or Australia. And as I said before, there is no limit when it comes to making money with ads on such websites. And on average, on Monumetric, 100k visits per month will give you probably around $1,000 with either Monumetric or Ezoic. Of course, the RPM is different in every niche, but we can just assume that $10 is a pretty good average RPM for these sites. If you are aiming even higher and you want to achieve $10,000 per month just from ads, I'm not there yet, but I would love to have it. Well, I think it's possible, but it's very difficult, and it would probably be easier if you would have a few smaller sites that get like 150k or 300k visits per month, because that's just more realistic to maintain in the long term, rather than just one site that gets million clicks per month. But I know that there are sites like that exist. And even with 10,000 visits, just 10,000 visits per month, you can still make $100 per month, and it can be a great addition to your income. And to be honest, anyone can achieve 10,000 visits every single month. It doesn't require that much work. You just have to be consistent, and you have to do it for long enough. And of course, in this video, I'm focusing only on Monumetric. On Ezoic or AdSense, you can expect similar results. But if you would go to Mediavine, Raptive, or even Journey by Mediavine, you can definitely make a lot more with less traffic. But they don't like AI content, so your entire content strategy would have to be different. So as an example, Journey by Mediavine doesn't like AI sites about food with recipes, which is understandable. They can do whatever they want. So if you would want to make money with Journey by Mediavine in that niche, it's still possible, but you would probably have to take your own pictures of food. You would probably have to record videos. You would just have to put a lot more effort into it. So, it all depends on what you want to achieve. If you want to get into Mediavine or Raptive, you probably need a lot of human written content, real images, real photos, and it will just require a lot more work. But the RPMs will be much higher. At the same time, you can scale content with AI and you can still make money as long as you start building traffic, because the more traffic you have, the better. So, it's all up to you. You can have one super high quality site with human content written manually by you, or you can focus on creating and scaling a lot of content very fast with AI tools and then take it from there. Honestly, I prefer the second option because I like to diversify everything, because if something happens to the only site that you have, if Pinterest somehow bans you or something like that, well, then you are cooked. So that's why I really like diversification. And this is what I recommend. So if you want to get access to all of the custom tools, all of the prompts, all of the templates and workflows that I'm using on a daily basis, join the Pin Lions community. The link is in the description. As of today, we have more than 120 members and everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone is growing on Pinterest. Lots of people, everyone is in a different niche, so it's not like we are all competitors. Everyone is learning from each other, which is just awesome. And it makes me super happy when I see that someone who joined the community a few months ago is starting to make money with Pinterest and they are getting great results, and that money can actually change their entire life and their families. So if you want to be a part of it, if you want to get access to all of the good stuff and exclusive training like how to create and sell your own ebook on your Pinterest site, well, the link is in the description. You know what to do. For now, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this quick video was interesting and you learned something new, and maybe I motivated you to push harder with Pinterest. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.